If you enjoy farm podcasts, then tune into Carrot Cash Flow for all things farm business. Join us as we explore the latest trends, tips, and stories from market farmers running businesses just like yours. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just starting out, our podcast has something for everyone. Listen in and grow with us. Available on all major podcast platforms. Don't miss out. Subscribe to Carrot Cash Flow today.
How do you think the paper pot has really changed the game for market farming?
It's opened up a lot of possibility for people. I mean, I'll say it right up front. It's not a fit for every farm. It's not going to be a game changer for every farm. But for farms that had farmers that had some sort of physical issue where hand transplanting was hard for whatever reason, that was a solution. For farms that had limited labor, 1-2 person farm, that's been helpful to do it. For farms that are labor abundant, for farms that have able-bodied people, for farms that, just prefer hand transplanting or have to plant into weed fabric or something like that, it hasn't mattered. I'd say it's not a tool. If you're starting a market farm and you ask me, what are the tools you must have? It's not on the must-have list. It's maybe not in the second tier unless you are just a one-person side hustle and you are extremely limited in time. But it's in the top third. It's not like a pinpoint seeder that has a very unique use case. It's closer to the top of something more critical, but it's got to fit the case. And that's every tool, including stuff that you'd buy at Home Depot to put in your garage to use to do repairs. Nothing's going to be a miracle cure. And I think some people think it gets marketed like that. And I've seen a lot of it over the years of like, hey, it promises to be this much, and it's not. It fits a unique role in a unique farm for somebody looking to try and get a desired effect. For those people, and the people that can embrace it and get over the learning curve and adapt their system to it, then it's a game changer. For people that don't want to adapt to it, for people that don't want to put in the time, for people it's not a right fit for it, it's a disaster. It's a waste of money. So, but that's anything.
Yeah. And I will say, if the paper pod is sort of third tier, I would argue, and I'd be curious what you thought, kind of where you would put something like, the Jang seeder. We'll just stick with JP1. I would consider that a huge game changer, top tier. If you have the capital and you can afford to invest in that above, before you get an Earthway or anything else, that would definitely be that top tier game changer for me. Because I know, speaking from experience, going from, I can remember the day that the last bed that I planted by hand, making a furrow and just dropping seeds in was a bed of radishes. And then the bed right next to it planted arugula with the Jang the next day. And it was just, it totally changed everything. And there's no way that we would be able to be operating at any sort of scale like we are now with that. And so, I would definitely put the Jang in that top tier category.
100%. Yeah. You could say a direct seeder, right? Is really the answer.
Yeah.
You could say Earthway, although not as versatile. And really the Jang is $300 more. Like if you're starting a farm, you're trying to tell me like $300, you don't have that much in the US difference. Like just get the one that you're going to ultimately want that'll last forever. But you are not hand seeding. I mean, that's a commercial dry cleaning versus Charlie and the Chocolate Factory's mom washing out of a bucket in a stick. You're not hand seeding 100-foot bed, let alone a 50-foot bed, let alone a 25-foot bed, 10 rows, forget it.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's gardener scale. That's absolutely required.
But I would say, I know talking with some other growers, especially kind of some of the guys coming up now, I think a lot of us started that way. Whether it's because we were just bootstrapping the operation or we were intimidated by this big, fancy, new, expensive tool or whatever. I am forever surprised at how many people start out just like making a furrow and just dropping seeds in the ground, or they, for something denser, maybe they sort of like broadcast on a bed or whatever. But yeah, and you sort of launched with the Paperpot, and the Jang came pretty soon after that, correct?
Yeah, I don't remember when that was, but I'll say within the first year.
Yeah.
The Jang is, for people that aren't aware, there's one company that brings the Jang into the US from Korea, and then everybody else is reselling it through that company.
Hmm.
So there's no unique product differentiation with the Jang. It's all made by, I think it's Jang Automation is their name, at least maybe the US translation. So there's a lot of sources to get that, but that's, at the time, Curtis had talked about the Jang a lot on the Urban Farmer, and I know from directly communicating with Jang, that definitely moved a lot of Jang
Mm.
sales in a direction that they were happy with. So I think we played an indirect way in increasing the popularity of that tool, regardless of who sold the tool.
If you enjoy this podcast, then be sure to check out Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily, where you can get your daily dose of farm wisdom. Tune in every day to learn the latest tips, tricks, and stories from the world of farming. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just getting started, our podcast has something for everyone. Join us as we explore topics like farm business, crop planning, soil management, and tools and technology. Start your day off right with Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily, available on all major podcast platforms. Don't miss out. Subscribe today.